stronger feeling that this is from the A320.
And how quickly could confirmation come? What will that process now be to verify exactly what this is?
As soon as they have a helicopter on site and someone lowered into the water to pick some of this up, that'll be instantaneous. It could be as simple as a safety card from a seat back, a seat cushion, a life jacket. An aircraft life jackets are very distinctive as opposed to a life jacket that you get on a boat because they have to be inflated. So there's very distinctive aircraft debris, and one single piece of it is all we need that says AirAsia A320 safety card. Simple as that.
Jeffrey, we're just getting an update, some information coming into us that Indonesian media are reporting that Air Force officials have cited a suspected body, life vest, luggage and plane debris also off the west coast of Kalimantan. That's the very latest coming into us now, that as well as the debris, a suspected sighting of a body has been made.
Yeah, well, that would be regretfully very telltale. Tragically, that would be proof positive.
What will happen now? What will be the process from this point onwards, now that a suspected body has been sighted in the sea?
Well, all assets, all shipping assets would be making for this area to pick up debris, to pick up bodies, to positively identify the debris, obviously. And I would think there's another, looking at my clock here now, there's another 3 to 4 hours of daylight at least. So I would expect that within the next 3 or 4 hours, some of those objects will be picked up, because I would have expected that these ships should have been in this area anyway, because this is where the last contact was from this aeroplane. So I think this is going to happen rather rapidly.
OK, Jeffrey, thank you. Jeffrey Thomas there, editor of airlineratings.com, speaking to us live from Perth. So just to recap on the breaking news, Indonesian media reporting that an Air Force official has sighted a suspected body in the sea, also a life vest, luggage and other plane debris off the west coast of Kalimantan. This is the missing AirAsia QZ8501. We were previously reporting that there was sighting of suspected debris, not confirmed at that point. This also not confirmed, but this is the latest, that there has been an official sighting of a suspected body in the sea as this search continues for the missing plane. But looks increasingly likely now that this is the debris from the missing QZ8501 plane. We'll bring you more on that story as it comes into us. Some breaking news now should bring you that we're getting confirmation from the Indonesian civil aviation chief that the debris spotted during an aerial search for AirAsia flight QZ8501 is from the missing plane. That's Indonesia's Director General of Civil Aviation. He's been quoted as saying, for the time being, it can be confirmed that it's the AirAsia plane, and the Transport Minister will depart soon to Pangkalan Bun. That's the latest that we're hearing on the missing flight QZ8501. We had previously been reporting that various items of debris were spotted in the sea, roughly about 10 objects spotted in the sea, many small white objects also, thought possibly to be a life jacket or an air slide from the plane. It was speculation at that point, not confirmed, but that has now changed with confirmation coming in from the Indonesian Director General of Civil Aviation. We'll bring you more on that story as it comes into us, but for the moment, Sarah Jane is here with the rest of the day's news. Back to our breaking news, that we have had confirmation from the Indonesian authorities that the debris spotted in the sea is that from the missing AirAsia 8501 flight. Let's talk now to search and rescue expert David Mearns, who joins us now over Skype from Surrey. Good morning to you. This is a confirmation that we perhaps didn't want to hear, but has now come in from the Indonesian authorities, that this is in fact the debris that has come from the missing plane.
Yes, it's always tragic news to get this confirmed for the families, but if you compare it to the situation for MH370, they would rather know this information sooner than later. It's what's going to lead them to finding the plane and what caused this crash.
How will they have got that confirmation? The debris was spotted some while back when we had the sightings of perhaps what was a life jacket and an air slide. What form does the confirmation come in?
Well, ultimately, they'll get a boat on the water to fish this debris out of the sea, and they'll inspect it, and they'll be able to see it'll have something written on it. It'll be very clear that it's come from an aircraft, and that's all the confirmation you need, is just one piece of is absolutely 100% positive wreckage from the plane.
So now we presume it's fitting together the pieces to find out exactly what happened to that aircraft.
Yes, but before that has to happen, the main wreckage has to be located. So all that we've been able to do, or at least the Indonesians been able to do, is confirm the plane has crashed, it's in the sea. They'll have the general whereabouts because this wreckage will have floated, it drifted away. And, you know, I don't know the actual hour that it was found, but you could have drift speeds of 1 to 2 knots per hour. So after 48 hours, this wreckage could be 50, 100 miles away from where the plane crashed. So now it's looking at those clues again in conjunction with information about how the wind would have been pushing it, how the tides would have been pushing the debris, will bring you back to a search zone, and then you begin the underwater search using sonars and acoustic devices to hear the pingers on the black boxes. That's the next phase.
What are the various possibilities? You're saying that the craft could have drifted. How far might it have sunk?
Well, the plane itself, you know, the engines, the fuselage, all the heavy wreckage, as soon as it hit the seabed, it will be right there. It will not move at all. So where it plunged into the Java Sea or just north of that, it will not have moved at all. But the floating wreckage, the things that get dislodged from the plane, seat cushions, things that are just buoyant, they will then be at the mercy of wind and tide and currents and will drift away. So that's the information we have picked up, but that's been dispersed from where the plane has crashed. So now we have to get back to where did that plane crash?
So the authorities will be listening out for the pings from the black box. What sort of time window are they operating within?
Well, if they're looking for the acoustic pingers, they got a minimum 30 days. So the clock started the moment the plane crashed. As soon as those pingers are immersed in seawaters, their batteries come to life. And they've got a minimum 30 days, maybe a little bit longer. So the clock is ticking. So they have to get the right equipment out there as soon as possible. It's unlikely that they have that type of equipment, and maybe they'll be bringing it in from America or other locations.
Okay, David Means, search and rescue expert, thanks for sharing your expertise with us.
Pleasure.